dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already, everything is on the table again, so we are ready for a new DIY. Of course, we're going to use the tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. Of course, my container, you can dream it already, with my markers, scissors, brushes, everything inside. Of course, some twine, some Mod Podge, and my wood glue. Of course, also with this DIY, I can't say it enough, for this DIY also, I don't recommend the hot glue because this one is also very tricky if it falls apart. But of course, if you don't have nothing else than hot glue, just do some hot glue. But you even can already get some hot glue sticks from already with some wood glue inside. Maybe you can find them also. So we have here some paint, but this is only for to showing you, but you can choose any color you like. I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel to wipe away the glue we don't need. What we're going to make, we are going to make a kind of a house with shelves. And of course, it's not really a house, it's kind of a shack. It is a little bit in between. I really don't know how it will turn out. That's my honest opinion. I really don't know, but I never know, most of the time at least. So we're going to start this DIY. So you see already on my table are 6 rows of 8 blocks, and I already filmed it, but my camera fell out. So I did already glue in this 4 rows. Now I only need to do the longer side we're going to get, and we're going to make nice lines on the blocks, and we're going to row them together until one piece. Of course, I'm going to do this 2 only together with you because the other 4 are already done. But I already lost the footage. I don't know what my telephone had, but he didn't want to work with me. And this little kind of house shack with shelves is of course nice to decorate even in small spaces. Now we're going to work from within, and then at the ending we're going to press it. We do from the inside to the outside, and again make a nice straight line. We do here the same from the inside to the outside, and again squeeze it. We do here the same, and this way, and press it down. And the one and the last, we in the Netherlands say voorlaatste. I don't know how you call it in English, but at least this is the last one. And we're going to squeeze it, and you see he wants to pop out. We're going to get our wet kitchen towel and we're going to wipe away. You see already, I probably already have it on my shredder, but it is an old shredder. You see me every time in the same color, but he is especially for making DIYs. And it is a relaxing color because he's not really too heavy in color. So I'm going to, and for everyone who thinks this is the only shredder I have, this is not the only shredder I have. I have, of course, my normal clothes, but I use this only for DIYing, this for on the camera. So don't worry, I have more shredders than this. I'm going to let this rest for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do the next step. So we did wait a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we are going to turn them this way, and we make one long piece out of it. So we place them this way. Over here we place them on the side. We do some glue on the top side. Of course we have to use enough glue. We place this one on the side, and of course also over here. Make sure that you have on each block some glue. And of course, like I tell you a lot of times, don't worry if pieces are falling apart, just place them together again because it is still not totally dry. That's wood glue. Wood glue you can redo at least for an hour. You see already this one is also, you see, I'm going to show you, he's also out of each other, doesn't matter, you just place them very easy together. And this one is also breaking down, but it doesn't matter, just place them together and we make one piece out of it. So again, we're going to give it some pressure from the top and then also from the sides again. And make sure that we have them in a straight line. Feel with your fingers, or maybe use a carpenter's square if you like that better. So we're going to wipe away the glue so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. You see here's a little bit of an open gap, so we're going to squeeze it in again. And you see already this one is sticking out a little. I make sure that I use this on the top. That means that he is falling off when I am going to saw it off. So again, we're going to let this rest at least for an hour and a half, 2 hours before we're going to get our saw, and we're going to saw a piece off. So, and you see already I have another 6 rows of 8, because normally everyone has in a house 2 sides. So we're going to do also the other side, and it also will be 6 rows of 8 blocks. So I'm going to do only this rows together with you, and the rest I will do faster. Don't worry, I won't do everything together with you, but for everyone who likes to see a little bit how it is made, because we're doing it always step by step, you see how it is done. And again, number 8 is always to close you up. I do the rest a little faster. So again, we have our 6 pieces of 2, of 6 pieces of 8, 6 pieces of 2. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't mind me. Just do whatever you see what's on the table. That's better than listen to me. We're going to do some glue on the sides again. Very easy. And we do here the same. And here, and so you can very easy make from a little blocks, you can make a nice plank. Of course, you can use, if you have another wood piece, you also can use that, of course. You don't have to use the smaller of the blocks. So here in the Netherlands, we have with IKEA, you can find, there's a box in IKEA here in the Netherlands, and you have there a big container box where are pieces of wood you can get for free. So I always also get a lot of wood which I use for in my home from IKEA for free. That's our doors. You can get backside, some panels. You can find there anything. So I don't know if there is in each country they have that kind of containers, but here in the Netherlands we do. So that's always great that you can find there free wood. So again, we're going to squeeze from the tops to fill in the open gaps, because we don't want open gaps. And you see already this one needs to go over here a little. We need to close up this one and this one. Always make sure that one side is straight, then when you're going to cut it, it's easier to cut. And we're going to let this dry in also for at least 1.5 hours until 2 hours before we're going to saw our piece. So now we already have the 2 side panels which are drying right now. Now I have on my table 4 rows of 9 blocks. This will be the back side of our little house, shelf house. You can call it anything you like. At least I call it anything, because my English, I made it so, because my English is not always, I don't know when it will be a cabinet, when it will be a dresser. I really have no idea sometimes, because if you look it up, it is sometimes giving a different translation. So I just call everything, and then maybe the right one is always sitting there with all the words. So, but of course this will be the back side, and the back side will be a little bit lower, because we're going to saw off a little piece, of course, of the sides. So that's why we do only 4 rows of 9. But we want to be sure that at least you have a little space to decorate, of organize. You also can use it as for organizing, if you want to give your craft room a little nice update for some organizing. But I will use it as for decorations. Especially because I love thrifted items, and I love to collect things, at least the older things to collect. And that's why I always use this kind of little spaces to decorate. And again, we're going to squeeze it from within and go to the outside this way, make a straight line again, and always over here, and we do here the same. Go to the outside, squeeze it, and the last one. And then we're going to give this also, when we wiped away the glue, we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to turn them this way, and we're going to place them on the side. And again, we're going to do the same like we did with the side panels. Of course, we do here some glue over here, and we do this a row, and we're going to place them down this way. We do this one over here and this one, and we make one big piece again. So we're going to squeeze it, and you see already some blocks are coming loose, but it doesn't matter. We just work our way. We're going to squeeze it in to make sure that we don't have open gaps, and then we're going to place the sides again and make sure that we have a nice straight line over here. And you see already this one is sticking out a little, so I'm going to try to place this one a little to this side to get it more even, because the blocks are always crooked. At least my blocks are, but I hope you have better luck. But I think for a lot of you it's the same problem I have. It is always looking for which blocks to use. So we're going to place this also aside, because we're going to let this dry also at least for a half hour until an hour. So you see already now I have 3 rows of 7 blocks. This will be the bottom. So this is 3 rows of 7. So we already are almost there for gluing. So again, we're going to row them very easy until one piece. And this is very fast to do, because we already have row number 2. And of course you can do the bottom the way you want to do it. I do it this way, but if you maybe have something when you are going all the way with the DIY, maybe you come out in the, when you are making it with another idea. So just change it up any way you like, because you don't have to do it the way I do it. You can change it up for your decor, but because wood is normally not something that people with the glam style like, but you can also give it a spray paint with some gold or silver, so you can change it up any way you like. That's always the greatest thing about making DIYs. And of course, when you drift some decor, sometimes if you drift decor also, you think, oh my, what must I do with that? But of course, give it a paint color, give it a spray color, and you can change it up so easy. I always change up my decor. Sometimes I throw things away because the layers of paint are already too much. So I always change up my decor, because I change a lot in coloring and that kind of things, and I love drifting. I always turn this one up and also do the back side also from my blocks, and again wipe away the glue also on the other side. And here the same, place it straight up, wipe away the glue, turn it this way and wipe away the glue, so your bottom is a little nicer. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes again. What we're going to do, we are going to glue on the sides. We're going to do some glue on this one over here, and we do here also the same. And we're going to place this one over here and this one over here to make one nice piece. Of course, you can turn it for a moment and then squeeze it to make sure that you fill in all the open gaps you have. And again, make sure that you have a straight line, especially for the bottom and the shelf that will be in between, because you don't want that it doesn't fit nicely. So again, we're going to let this dry. So, and we already have one of the bottom, and of course I'm going to do in between, because my height only has room for a 1 shelf extra. At least I think I'm going to do a 1 shelf. Maybe later you always can change it up, but I go for a 1 extra, or else you don't have a lot of height. And Of course, I love little things you can collect, but maybe if you want to have something bigger, you leave the shelf out, because then you can place in some bigger pieces. So, and this is already row number 2, the last row for our shelf. And this will be probably an open, yeah, kind of a house dresser, house cabinet, house cupboard. But you can also place a door inside if you want to. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. We will see. I'm just going to make it in totally, and then we're going to see if I will place it or place it not. But you can do, of course, also if you want to do it. So squeeze it, let it rest for a little moment, and then we're going to glue them also together, the same like this one. So now I took one of the sides. I have here my second one. I'm going to get 2 rows from the top. I'm going to go from this side to the ending over here. So it's very easy. Just place your ruler over here and on the ending over here. And you're going to make a simple line. This way I do a little bit of the thicker line because I'm an old lady and then I don't see where I want to cut it. So I'm going to do it a little thicker. So you see, this is what I mean. Only from 2 blocks high, I'm going to do just a diagonal stripe over here. And I'm going to do here the same. Of course, also over here, we're going to cut off a little of the sides. So we're going to do, I think, this side. I'm going to go for, look for which one is the straightest line, because we want that on the top. Of course, we go from this side until over here. We have to look for that we have it over here this way and over here. And now we're going to make a nice line. And this way. And now I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to cut off a little piece, and you can easily do it with a hand saw because it's only a little, it's not a big piece you have to saw, and only a small. But I hope you have a jigsaw. I have one from the Lidl or Lidl, how you call it. It's the brand Parkside. That's their own home brand, and it is so easy to use. So I hope you have one also, and he's very cheap. He's only I bought him for around the 40 euros. It's similar like $1. So maybe if you are having a birthday or something else and you need a present, of course, I hope you can buy one for yourself because he's very nice to use. So I'm going to cut out both pieces. So I did cut out the sides, of course. I'm going to show you this way, and it's very easy to do. So just cut it. The only thing was difficult, is, at least for me, is make a straight line. It's always it's always tricky to go by the line. Of course, my jigsaw sometimes have other ideas than I have. I'm now going to lay down 2 rows of 3 blocks. So we're going to do the top, because I want to give the shelf a little bit more of an high-end look. So I'm going to make a kind of a border in front of here, and I have to do that before I glue everything together. So again, we're going to squeeze it, and this way we're going to squeeze it and make sure that you have a nice straight line, and wipe away the glue you don't need. So again, place it on the side, and again over here too, place it on the side, wipe away, and again we're going to give this at least a couple of minutes drying. So I did take the bottom and the middle shelf, that are the 3 rows of 7 blocks. If you don't remember, the 3 rows of 7 blocks, and now we're going to get this one. We're going to do some glue on the underside, over here, and we're going to place them against here. We do here the same. We do some glue on this side, and we're going to place them over here and give them a little bit of pressure over here this way. Make sure, feel with your fingers that you have them also in a straight line, and we're going to let this rest for at least 10 minutes at least. So we are going to place everything together except for the roof, because we still have to make the roof. We have first, what we're going to start with is this one. This is the bottom or shelf. You have 2 pieces of this one. Place this one down. What you're going to do some glue on the back side, over here. And we're going to place this one down. We're going to get the back side. That is the one with 4 rows high of 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 blocks high. So 9 blocks in a row and 4 high. We're going to place this one over here. Make sure that we have it in a straight line. And we're going to give it some pressure from the underside, only over here. And we're going to let this dry in for at least a couple of minutes before we're going to turn it over. So what I'm going to do, I gave it a couple of minutes. I'm going to very carefully make sure that I have it placed over here. Feel on the underside also that you still have it in a straight line. We're going to get our next shelf and we're going to do some glue on this side, over here. And we're going to place this, look for that you have the corners of the borders on the same height. We have here a little overlay and you want this also on this side on the top. So I'm going to place it, I think, a little over here. But you can place it anywhere you like, because I place it over here, but you can place it anywhere. So maybe I can do it also a little bit higher. I'm still debating with myself if I'm going to do it higher. I'm going to think about it, because I still can remove it. That's the great thing about wood glue. You still can do it a little higher. Now we have our two at the bottom and the shelf over here. But what we're going to do, we need to glue one of the parts of one of the sides. We need to glue on top of here. Of course, I can do some glue on this side. So I have to look for that I have the straight one, or if I have to turn it over, it doesn't matter. I think this one is fine. So I'm going to glue on the smallest side of this one, of this panel, the smaller side. I'm going to see over here, I'm going to do some glue over here, around the lines, over here. And of course we go back again, because, and the underside, of course, over here. Make sure that you have enough glue. The only thing what we are not going to get right now is, of course, the one of the side of this one. So we need to do this one by the hand. So we're going to do some glue, and we're just going to do around here, and we're just going to try as best as we can, because I should have done it earlier. So we are going to place this one straight up with the point on top. You see already the point on top, and we have the glue over here on the smaller side and on the underside. We place it straight up and we place it against one of the sides. Again, make sure that you have a straight line and press it from the underside. Of course, feel with your fingers that you have it fitting nicely with the sides, because you want to give some pressure over here and some pressure on the shelves, and of course on the underside, or else we're going to get it crooked, and that's not what we want. And we're going to give this at least a couple of minutes to settle in. So you see already I want to get everything fitting nicely, so I'm going to wait it a couple of minutes that it settled in a little. Now I'm going to carefully place it on the side, place it on the side of this one, because I want to give it some pressure also from this side. And I can do it if they are not on the on this side panel. I hope what I say it makes sense, but of course you see already what I'm doing, and then I can easily press the shelves also on top of here, because or else this is not fitting nicely. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make it myself easy, because now we're going to do some glue over here, go around, and this way we go back and we do this part. Of course, make sure that every block has a little bit of glue. And now we're going to place this panel on top of here also. Of course, I have to look for which side, and of course the point this way. Always make sure that the shorter sides and this one and the back side are both short, and they are fitting nicely on top of each other. So again, place it over here, give it some pressure also over here, and then make sure. And now I'm going to get my weights, and I have a couple of weights from 1 kilo and a little bit more, or maybe some paint cans. Just place some pressure on top of here, not on the point, but only over here. You have here your shelf and here your shelf. Here you can give some pressure, not on the point side. So I'm going to wipe away the glue, and I'm going to get my weights and let it dry in for at least 1.5 hours. So you see already now behind the scenes, I just did some weight of 2 kilogram, of course 1 of 1, and some paint can from 1 liter. It's also 1 kilogram. So I'm going to let this rest for at least 1.5 hours, so I'm sure that the whole piece is standing and on its own when I place it straight up. You see already everything is drying on the side of me, the rest of the house or shack, how you call it. Now we have 3 rows of 10. And of course I remember I don't need 3 rows of 10, I need 4. So I'm going to get another one of 10 extra over here, because we need 4 rows of 10. So now we have the roof we need. So we have 4 pieces of 10, and I'm just going to glue them very simple on the longest side of your block, because it will be one big panel. Of course you can also do them loose and make 10 pieces of 4, and then you glue them on the tops. Then you can place them this way, just 4 pieces this way. You could do this 10 times, then you can do them loose on top of your top of the roof. But I'm going to choose for this one. So again, I'm going to do the last already. I don't know if I already have the last. Oh, for here. And this one. And we're going to make 1 piece out of it, squeeze from within and go to the outside. And the rest I do a little faster, because or else it takes much too long of your time. So again, this way. So we have our 4 pieces of 10. We're going to turn them over this way. We're going to place them on the side, at least 3 of them. We're going to give them a 1 line of glue again. We do here the same. And we do here. This way. And of course, make sure that you have on each block a little bit of glue. So this way. Now we're going to, you see already, place them down, and place them down, and fill it up with the last one. Make sure that you have a nice straight line, because it is the roof. It's the place you can see. And just very gently squeeze everything together until you have a nice piece of wood. Of course, it's a little bit of work to work with it, but at the end you will get there. So always take your time for this one. That's always the most important. Take your time, because when you take your time, you get a nice result. So I'm going to let this rest at least for 20 minutes. So I was thinking, looking at my little house, and I was thinking, this is not correct. I don't have the right size. I don't need 4 rows of 10. I need 4 rows of 11. So I'm going to do 1 row extra this way. Place it over here, and I'm going to do this very easy, just this one also, and this one. So you need for the roof, you need roof. I just sound like a dog. The roof is needing 4 rows of 11 blocks. So not 10 like I did, just 11. So again, it's very easy to readjust again, and we're going to give this only a couple of minutes extra, and then we're going to place the house on top of the roof. So now I have my roof flat on the table, so the 4 rows of 11 blocks, I just lay them over here a little bit higher, so I have room for my paint can, which has to be holding my roof together. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my, of course, my points, and I want to show it to you also. So I have to go a little closer. So I'm going to do some glue on this one. I have to show for myself or else I don't know what I'm doing. And that's most of the time already also the case, but this time I'm going to try to do it with some wood glue. It's always a little bit more difficult because hot glue glues immediately, and that's always better when you want to glue a roof. But I'm just going to be this way, and I'm going to try if I get it this way also. So I'm going to place it. I make sure that I leave a piece of the point over here. You see already there's a little bit of glue coming down, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to place it over here. Over here I go a little backwards over here, and I'm going to let it dry. Give it a little bit of pressure. Make sure that I have it in a straight line, because that's what you want, or else you get your roof not totally straight on top. So I'm going to give it a little bit over here, and I'm going to place my paint can on the back side. And of course I have some other weights I'm going to place over here and on this side over here, so he can rest on top of here. And then I'm going to give it some pressure from the top, and we're going to give this at least 1.5 hours. So you see already I did glue my roof on top on this side. You see now he is on this side, and I'm going to have 2 open shelves which you can decorate, a bigger one and a smaller one. And of course the smaller one is bigger than you think. It looks not really big, but it is really big. Of course you can also make your the sides a little higher. Then you can do maybe 3 shelves or maybe more, and you can decorate it any way you like. Of course what I'm going to do, I'm going to give mine a paint color, and I'm choosing, like you a lot of you know, I am loving the creamy white color. So I'm going to do this in the creamy white. I start in the inside, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a couple of my filts, and I'm going to place my filts under here to be sure that he doesn't scratch my table. So very easy. I'm just going to place them over here, and of course on the other side, but you don't have to do that if you don't, maybe you have it somewhere it doesn't scratch. Of course it's also fine too, but I'm going to do mine over here. So very simple, and now it doesn't scratch my table anymore, so I can turn it around as much as I like. So I'm going to paint this one, but also I do the creamy color, but you can do the roof maybe in some gray color, or maybe in a brown color. Choose anything, because you can change it up for any season. You see already I did paint it in totally, so he is finished right now, but in a moment you see the quick impression and how I give my own twist on it. And I hope you give also your own twist on it when you are making this one, because this one is so much fun to make and so easy to make. So I hope you give this one also a try, but for now you see the quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks, a little cupboard with shelves, at least that's what I call it. Everyone, I hope you enjoy this one, and I hope you give this one a try. You can change it up for every season. You can do it for the Christmas, for the fall, for any season at all, so you can have it all year round. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. Everyone here, have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!